All right, welcome back. Went on a ride like 40 minutes down the way through the mountains with some buddies and came back. Probably my last video has some footage of it, but this Sportster decided to be super wobbly in the front, so the bearing's probably bad. I can check that pretty easily, but it's got a hell of a noise coming out of it. I got some theories, but I think when I redid the top end or popped it off real quick and checked it for, I can't even remember, for whatever reason, there's either a bolt in there that popped out or got loose or something. That's what that sound it's making. Or when I took this off last time, or maybe the time before, I can't remember, this bolt that holds all this junk on is probably popped off. I don't have a torque wrench that goes over 200. So I just put a pipe on it and yarded it. And then I was told not to put an air wrench on it because it might mess the flywheels up or something. I don't know. I went down this rabbit hole of like, don't use the air wrench on it. So saying that, I'm going to pop some covers off and just poke around. Hopefully I'll see something. Please let me see something because it's so annoying to have a random noise and I don't know what it is. I mean, I've gone through every bolt on this thing on the outside. First I thought it was exhaust bolt. I tightened that bad boy up. It seemed like it went away, and then it's like a certain RPM, it fucking starts just rattling like crazy, and then it goes away, but it's like a scary go away, you know, like a, all right, I'm broken, full send. So anyways, let's pop the top off of this and see what's up. All right, so I got this popped off. I was hoping maybe one of these bolts in here, one of these three, was loose. Usually it leaks if they're not tightened down, but I was kind of hoping one of these were loose. Whoops. So now I'm thinking it's down here. So let's pop that off and see if I can stick a magnet in there and jiggle some things around. Let me put this back on. Okay, so I got the cover off. This bolt, the big bolt right here, is the one I think is the problem. All right, so that bolt came off before. I had another issue and I took the cover off and the bolt just fell on the ground. I definitely didn't tighten it enough. I think it's like 220 or more foot-pounds. And I don't have anything that goes that high, so I wrenched it on. So now I'm like kind of paranoid that it's just sitting there. The case was just holding the bolt on. It was just sitting there spinning. I don't think that's it. I stuck my finger in there. I've been sticking this magnet in there, trying to just like hear anything. I can't see in there. I wish I could eliminate it as a problem, but I think it's good. Saying that, the chain's pretty loose. So it's a good thing I checked. I kind of just tightened it and then said, oh, it shifts, we're good. So I'll adjust that. So now I think it might be the front wheel bearing. Since it was wiggling all over the place, maybe something on that's making a noise, I don't know. The back wheel bearing when it went out was making a crazy noise. I let that one go for a while and it just got worse and worse and it was pretty nuts sounding. Otherwise, I have some other things I think it is, but I think it's the wheel bearing. I'm pretty much guaranteeing it's a wheel bearing. So now, all roads lead to this jack that I need now. So I gotta put the tire back on this thing and jack it up. Let's get to it. All right, I gotta adjust this, but that's kind of a lot of play. It's not the worst, but it's definitely too much. So I'm going to tighten this up. I'm not even going to rotate it over or nothing. I'm just going to tighten it. It'll be good. And then I got to move that jack to the front, and then we'll spin this bad boy and see what's wrong with it. Ugh. Found the front tire wobble issue Bearings are definitely bad on these. I got these from Lead Sled. The rear ones already went out. I had somebody fix them. I don't know if they're forever fixed or what. And now this one's gone out. So I don't know if it's just chopper life or Lead Sled makes the spacer too small or too big in the center, because somebody told me the back one was too small and it was just rolling around. I think this one's the same way. And I've heard other people have problems with these bearings in these rims before. So that's just a heads up. So yeah, I'm gonna take this off and put a sweet stock one on there for now. Go rip around, see if I can't get this rattle to disappear. Hopefully it's just this bearing rattling around, just traveling noise all the way through the bike, making it sound like something's jingling around. Anyways, let's get this thing on there. All right, I'm gonna put this stock Sportster one on, and this is the culprit. Oh yeah, look at that. But I don't have the spacers, so time out. All right, that's the new cool tire and rim action I got on there. That tire's kind of old, so it definitely was getting used to being on the road, reshaping itself. The spacers are a little bit too wide, so it's definitely got a couple of threads on there. So that bike's just gonna sit there until I get bearings in that front rim. But the other bike rips. Probably should do an oil change and get that thing ready to rip. But that thing's always ready to go. I cannot find that sound. There's a vibrating screw sound, so I'm gonna have to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb and try to find it. It could be anything, honestly. I put my foot down on everything I think it is when I'm riding and I can't find it. I'm gonna slam into a car trying to find it. When I'm going around town, it's fine, but when I'm far away, it gets worse. So that's the shitty part. I don't care if it rattles, who cares? But you know, when you're out of town and going through the mountains and shit, that's kind of sketchy when it's just getting worse and worse. The other thing is I got to lay off the shorts, go to my Instagram profile if you want to follow my shorts, you know, reels, and then all that stuff goes to Facebook. I got another strike from YouTube and put me on timeout. I think if I get another one, I might be in trouble. So I'm going to have to lay off on them unless they're wholesome and, you know, YouTube approved. Saying that, check out some other videos and change your wheel bearings.